So rebasing, if you remember from Pedro's lecture, he did show a nice case on when one can use git rebase, especially for squashing commits together. And rebase is a very powerful command, and for that reason also can be a little bit overwhelming because you can use it in many, many different ways. So instead of just squashing commits together, you can also use it for moving commits from a given branch to another branch. So let's assume we have this situation here that, so I had initially a master branch with two commits, and then at some point I introduced a bug fix branch, which has two commits, X and Y. And then since these two branches have diverged, then I had also introduced from the creation, let's say, of the bug fix branch, I have also added two new commits on the master branch, 3 and 4. Now, let's assume that I actually do want to introduce these bug fixes that I have introduced in the bug fix branch into the master branch. And I would rather prefer that I have a linear chain of commits. I just want to have one branch, the master branch, which incorporates all these 6 commits. So both the ones I have in the master branch, but also these bug fixes that have been introduced in this branch. So so rebasing is actually great for introducing linearity in the terms of commits in your repository. So instead of having many different branches, focus on fewer and move commits from one branch to another. But how can we actually do that? So again, in the end, what I want is that these commits X and Y, or what the changes that have been introduced in the commits X and Y, are applied to the top of the master branch. So the command to do that is the following. So first, you should go to the branch that contains the commits you want to introduce in the master branch. So okay, here I wrote cool features, but I mean think of it as actually the bug fix branch, and then what you should do in the following is to do git rebase, and then the name of the branch you want to rebase onto. So in this case, master. So what this will do is it will go to the tip of the master branch and apply all changes in the commits of the cool features branch onto the master branch. So it actually what Git actually does, it checks, okay, where do I have master, where I have bug fix or cool features, look for a common parent, in this case is commit 2, and then do differences between, okay, the commit X and 2, and so all changes that have been introduced in this commit, then looks at all changes that has been introduced in this commit, and then applies them to the tip of the master branch. Okay, now instead of rebasing these commits onto the master branch, so the XY commits onto the master branch, I could have also used the so-called cherry picking. So the difference between rebasing as in the example before and cherry picking is that cherry picking does not keep the linearity of the commit tree. You will eventually have to delete a branch if you really want to, but it allows to incorporate the changes that have been introduced in commits. So let's go to a figure here. So the usage is, okay, first you check out to a branch, and you check out to the branch where you want to apply some commits, or well, rather say apply changes that have been introduced in a certain commit. And then once you are on that branch, then you can decide, okay, which changes from a certain commit do I want to introduce. And you can specify that via a hash, and then do the command git cherry pick and the hash of the commit you want to apply. And this can be actually one, or it can be several. So let's assume that we had again some commits on the master branch. At some point in time, I have also created a feature branch. And then the master branch moved ahead as well with a commit free. So now let's assume that we actually want to introduce some of the changes introduced in this feature branch onto the master branch, but I don't want all these different commits, or well, all the changes that were introduced in these different commits. Let's assume that I'm interested in particular on a given commit Y, for example. Think of it, maybe a function has been introduced there, which I want to also have on the master branch. So what is great with cherry picking is that actually you do not need to add all these different commits and rebase them onto master. You can just pick some of the changes that you wish to have in master. So so the way that one can do that is again by doing git cherry pick and then the hash of the commit that whose changes you want to introduce on the branch you are on. So then what happens is that you introduce a new commit on the master branch, and this new commit is going to have a different hash than the one on the other feature, and that simply is because well, the working tree is going to be different, and also the creation of this commit is different. So whenever any of those change, then the hash of the commit is different. But so these changes in the commit Y have been applied on top of this commit free, which was the head of the, the tip of the master branch. But then the feature branch remains unchanged. So we still have the commits there. We have the reference as before. So the difference is that we have an additional commit that we have cherry picked from a different branch. Okay, so now it is time that we do some exercises. And if you are, you find them again. So let me just move this a bit to the side. So they are all under exercises, branches, merges, and conflicts. And if you are comfortable to give that a go on your own, then please do that. And then I think, Brigitte, we can go in a breakout room and do the demos for those that are not comfortable yet to try on their own.
Yes.
And then you can follow along. But the recordings will be available. So if you want to actually try on your own first, then it's better you do that, and then you can check the recordings. But I will start demoing, as yesterday I realized I was taking so long, and we went a bit over time and way too fast. But before I open breakout rooms, are there any questions when it comes to branches or anything? So there is one question popping up. So so when using cherry picks, which branch should we be on when we do checkout. So I'm going to go back. So so when you do the cherry picking, it's important. So it is really different when it comes to rebasing, but you need to be on the branch where you want the commit to end up. So if you want to the changes in the commit Y to be on the master branch, then you should key checkout to the master branch. And then you say that, okay, key cherry pick whatever changes have been introduced in a commit. In that case, it was Y. And then on the master branch, we'll have some changes that were introduced in the commit Y, which have been applied to the tip of the master branch, which was commit free prior the cherry picking. And just as a difference, so when we did do the rebasing, then it was different because we actually had to be on this branch that contained the commits that we want to rebase. So it is an important difference. Okay, some other questions or comments?